Hey you, today we're going to be talking about selling on Etsy for beginners. I'm going to tell you all about my Etsy side hustle and how much money I've made so far. And I'm going to show you how you can open your Etsy shop today. I'm going to walk you step by step through the process of opening your shop and tell you how you can get 40 free listings. If you have a handmade item that you're ready to start selling and you want to start making some extra income, then stay tuned. Welcome to Healthy, Wealthy, Skinny, where we focus on the steps to help you live a healthy, wealthy, and skinny life. I'm Sean, and if you are ready to start thriving and not just surviving, go ahead and hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and hit the bell icon so you get a notification every week when I drop a new video. And be sure to stay until the very end because, as always, I've got something special for you. I have a few videos out there where I give you side hustle ideas. And this is because bringing in extra income is a part of the formula to becoming financially healthy. The more money you have coming in, the easier it is to budget, pay off debt, and invest. I'll leave a link in the card above me to my side hustle video series so you can go and check those out in case you need some ideas. Selling handmade items is one of the most popular ways to bring in some extra income. It allows you to use a skill or hobby that you already have to bring in extra money. The really cool part is there's a wide variety of handmade items that people love to buy. And Etsy is the perfect marketplace to find those people that are looking for those types of items. So let's dive right in and talk about why you should sell on Etsy. I'll tell you about my Etsy shop, and then I'll show you step by step how to open your Etsy shop. This video might get a little long, so in the description, I'll leave links so you can jump around to the different areas that you might be interested in. For example, if you already know why you want to sell on Etsy, you can jump straight to the part of the video where I walk you through step by step how to open your shop. So let's talk about why sell on Etsy in the first place. When it comes to selling online, you've got a number of options when it comes to setting up an e-commerce website. You can use a platform like Shopify, you can use WordPress and set up your own e-commerce site, or you can hire a website developer to build a custom e-commerce site for you. No matter which option you choose, you'll end up with a website where you can sell your items. Etsy, like anything else, has its pros and its cons, but two of the major advantages of selling on Etsy benefit those that are starting a new business or side hustle. Advantage number one is Etsy is super beginner user friendly. As you're going to see in this video, it is super easy to start your Etsy shop. It doesn't require you to be technically savvy at all. Advantage number two is that Etsy is a marketplace. It already has customers available to buy your items. Etsy helps you with marketing and finding customers through its search feature and its on-site and off-site ads. You can focus on creating the items that you want to sell, and Etsy handles the rest. Now, I don't want Etsy to sound too good to be true, so as always, I'm going to tell you the cons. Etsy charges a listing fee, transaction fee, and fees for their on-site and off-site ads. Another con is your Etsy shop is controlled by the rules of Etsy. Your shop is not your own. If for any reason Etsy decides to pull your shop off of their platform, it's really up to them. For this reason, many sellers have both their Etsy shop and their own website where they have full control. So let me tell you about my Etsy shop. I started my Etsy shop on May 24th of 2020. At the time of this video, my Etsy shop is approximately about 8 months old. I started off selling handmade cash envelopes, and I added some of the digital products that I was also selling in my Shopify site, which is connected to my blog. In my first month on Etsy, I made 11 sales. I made a whopping $107.25. Now I know this is not a lot of extra money, but without putting in any extra effort or doing any marketing, I thought I was off to a pretty good start. I decided that I liked Etsy and I wanted to add more physical products to my Etsy shop. I didn't want to stray too far away from what my core audience might be looking for, and I also wanted to make some HWS merch because I didn't want to buy that from other people. I figured I could make it myself. After doing some research, I decided to buy a programmable cutting machine and a heat press. These two pieces of equipment will allow me to make a lot of different type of items that I could add to my shop. I decided to go with the Silhouette Cameo 4 Plus cutting machine, and then I chose a 15 by 15 heat press from Heat Press Nation. If you want to see what those look like, I'll leave links to them in the description. With these two pieces of equipment, I was able to add planner stickers, t-shirts, and hoodies to my Etsy shop. The planner stickers allowed me to create a product that my core finance audience would like because they offered a fun way to budget. Basically, you use the stickers inside of an Erin Condren or other type of planners, and they allow you to create your budget and stay organized. And my t-shirts and hoodies allow me to make my own HWS merch and trendy apparel for gifting. Like I mentioned earlier, my first month I made a little over $100, but each month that I was on the platform, my revenue increased. By my 7th month on Etsy, my sales totaled $7,527.94. And this was with a large portion of my sales coming in the November and December timeframe when everyone was buying holiday gifts. The holiday gift buying season is huge on Etsy, and my shop did pretty well even though it was fairly new. One of my hoodies even made bestseller status, and this is just a badge that Etsy will give a listing where you sell a lot of that item in a short period of time. Looking back at my sales over the holiday season on Etsy, it was super fun, super exhausting, and I learned a lot. So now let's talk about how to set up your Etsy shop. Setting up your Etsy shop for the first time is super easy. For this portion of the video, I'm going to switch over to my laptop so I can walk you through the process step by step. I'm going to show you how to sign up with Etsy and set up your first listing. And it doesn't matter if you don't have your products ready yet. This first listing is kind of a dummy listing just to get you started, and you won't be charged the initial 20-cent listing fee. Okay, we are now looking at my laptop. So let's walk step by step through creating or opening up your Etsy shop. When you click on the link that I give you in the description, you're going to come to this page and you're going to see my name here because you're using my referral link, and it's going to say open an Etsy shop and list your first 40 items for free. What you're going to do is click on this button that says open a shop today. Alright, now it wants to log you in, and you can do that either using Google, Facebook, or Apple. And what's popping up here is the login information or the email address that I use for my Etsy shop. But what I'm going to do is log in with a new email so I can show you how that works. And I'm going to use Google. So I'm going to click on that. It's going to ask me to choose the Google account that I want to use, and I'm going to use my HWS Shop 12 Gmail account. And basically it has now used that information to set up my authentication for this website, or how I'm going to log in. So when you're doing that step, you'll choose your Gmail account or Facebook or Apple account, whichever account you want to use to log into Etsy. So now we're taken to the screen where we have to set our shop preferences. So it says, let's get started. Tell us about your shop. You're going to enter your shop language, and mine is going to be English. Shop country, mine is going to be United States. And shop currency, mine is going to be United States dollar. So of course you would change these to fit your shop. But if you're in the US, the majority of these are going to be already set. The next question is, which of these best describes you? And the first option is, selling is my full-time job. I sell part-time but hope to sell full-time. I sell part-time and that's how I like it, and other. So I'm going to say right now I sell part-time but hope to sell full-time. That's going to be my option, but you choose the one that best describes you, of course. And then we're going to click the Save and Continue button here. And now we need to enter a shop name, and you have 20 characters, and there's a button here for you to check availability. So I'm going to enter in the shop name here. Now I'm going to put in HWS shop, and then I'm going to hit check availability. And it's telling me that it is available. And I think I'm going to try something else. I'm going to say HWS shirt shop and check that. And see, it's going to say your shop name may only include unaccented Roman letters and numbers without spaces. So I'm going to take the spaces out of here. And HWS shirt shop is available. So I'm okay with this name, and now I'm going to hit save and continue. So the next screen says stock your shop, and you can add as many listings as you can. 10 or more would be a great start. More listings mean more chances to be discovered. But since you're just kind of getting your shop set up initially, we're just going to click on add a listing, and we're only going to add one. So now we're taken to the screen where we're going to add a new listing. And the first thing you do when you add a listing is you enter in your photos. Now, once you start configuring your shop to start selling on Etsy for good, you want to try to use each one of these little square placeholders here to add a photo. And Etsy kind of gives you some hints on how your photos or what type of photos you should use. You want a primary photo. That's going to be the photo that's seen when people are looking in Etsy search. And then you want to show your product from every angle. So let's add our first photo. I'm going to click on the placeholder that says add a photo. And it's going to allow me to choose a photo from my computer. I'm just going to go in my downloads folder and pick one. And I've got a file called Black Shirt Test. And as you can see, Etsy will then upload that photo. If I hover over it, you can see there's a symbol here that allows me to crop the photo, and then there's a trash can symbol that allows me to delete the photo. But I'm okay with that photo. And the next thing I'm going to do is scroll down a little bit and see where it says adjust thumbnail. Now this is a button that you are going to use often because this is how your photo is going to look when your item pulls up in Etsy search. And you can see how my shirt is a little high in this photo. So I'm going to click on adjust thumbnail, and then I'm just going to drag it down a little bit so it looks better. And I might even slide this and crop it up a little bit. So I'm okay. I think that shows the logo that's on my shirt pretty well, and then I'm just going to hit save. And again, this is just a test listing, so I'm not going to worry about filling these up right now. I'm just going to put in one and then scroll down. Okay, and then the next section is where I can enter a video. This is not required. This is just something good to give your listings a little boost. I will say once you open up your shop, I would say filling in as much information on the listing page as you can, because the more fields you fill out, the better your listing will do in Etsy search. So that's just a quick pro tip. So we're going to go down, and then we're going to give our listing a name, and we're going to go here to the title. So I'm going to call my listing, I'm going to call it a heartbeat shirt. Now when you're filling in your titles, you want to put in keywords that will help people to find your item. And this is a point where you don't want to be clever, you want to be very clear. So if you are selling crochet blankets, you want to put crochet blanket in here. If you have colors that you want to highlight, anything that a person might use to find your item. So I'm going to say heartbeat shirt, and I'm selling this for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to call it a Valentine's Day shirt or a Valentine's Day gift. And let's say it's a women's shirt. And you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just dropping in keywords and gift ideas. And it's a good thing to use as many characters as you can in here. And you can see I have 37 left, but for test purposes, I'm going to leave it from there. You can always come back and update your listing. The next question they're going to ask is about this listing, and the questions are who made it, what is it, and when was it made. So if you are selling something that you made, you can say I did. It's going to say what is it, and is it a finished product or a supply or tool that someone will use to make things. And mine is a shirt, so it's a finished product. And then when was it made? And you have a number of options. You can go made to order, which is what I'm going to choose because I make my shirts to order as they come, as my orders come in. Or you can say it was something that was made within a certain time period, or it can even be vintage. So I'm going to say made to order. And then you get the option here that says this item is handmade based on what I selected. Next, we're going to enter a category. And all you have to do is type 2 or 3 words that describe your item. So I'm going to say this is a custom t-shirt. And you see Etsy is going to give me some categories. And I can just go through these and choose a category that I like. So this one says custom t-shirt and t-shirts and tops, clothing, unisex adult clothing, tops and tees, t-shirts. And then the next one you see it says clothing, women's clothing, tops and t-shirts. So this shirt is a unisex Bella canvas shirt, so it can be worn by men and women. So I'm going to keep unisex and I'm going to go with that category. And see, it says t-shirts here, and it says shopper will find this item in all of these categories. So if a shopper is searching by the clothing category or men's clothing, shirts and tees, t-shirts, women's clothing, or tops and tees, they are capable of finding my item, and I'm good with that. And this little note here just lets you know that Etsy has made some suggestions, and if you want to hide those suggestions, you can, but I'm okay with them. All right, next you have some optional questions that you can answer, meaning you can choose a scale, you can choose a primary color, secondary color. Because I'm selling a t-shirt, it's asking the clothing style, and then you have occasion. Now on every one of my listings, I don't fill these out, but like I said earlier, it's very good to fill out as many questions as you can. So size, it says choose a scale. I don't see women, I just see men, so I sometimes leave that blank. Color, the shirt that I'm showing in my thumbnail is black, so I'm going to choose black here. And then secondary color, I usually just choose a color that I'm selling in as an optional color, so I'm going to say red. And clothing style, I'm going to say streetwear. And occasion, I don't see an occasion here that kind of fits what I'm doing, so I'm going to leave that one off. And then holiday, this is a great shirt for Valentine's Day, so I'm just going to say Valentine's Day. And then let's go to sleeve length. So this is a short sleeve shirt, and Etsy is giving me a suggestion, so I'm going to say sure. Let's go with short sleeve. And then for neckline, this is a crew neck shirt, and Etsy gave me that suggestion. So I don't know why I can't say that word today. So I could either select crew here, or I can choose apply. So I'm just going to go crew. And now I've answered those questions. Now here are 2 important questions. So Etsy is going to ask you your renewal options. You can either have Etsy to renew your listing automatically, meaning that when someone buys your item, it's going to automatically renew, or if your item expires. So you have you pay 20 cents for a listing, and that listing lasts for about 3 or 4 months. And After that, you either have to manually renew it when it expires, or you can renew it yourself. So I always choose automatic because it's 20 cents and I don't want to take the chance of my listing going away and I not know that it's not available on Etsy. So I choose automatic, and then you're going to choose the type. So is this a physical item that you're selling, or is it a digital item? And my t-shirt is physical. So I'm going to choose physical and automatic, and those two selections were selected by default, so I don't have to do anything. But of course, if I wanted to change them, I would just click on the radio button for the other option. So let's keep it automatic and physical. And then we're going to describe our item. And this is where you want to give a complete description of what you're selling. Again, this is your first listing, so you don't have to go too detailed here, but once your shop is in full motion, you definitely want to put a full description here. So I'm going to put heartbeat t-shirt here and just keep it simple for this tutorial. Next, we've got production partners. So if you have anyone that is helping you make these shirts, or you do have a production partner, you can put that here, and I'm not going to add one. And then you have sections, and in your Etsy shop you can categorize your items. So for example, if you have, I have a t-shirt shop here. If I have Father's Day shirts or Mother's Day shirts or Christmas shirts, I can add sections. So I'm going to add a section, and I'm just going to put Valentine's Day. Shirts. And I'll probably have shirts and hoodies, so I'm going to put in shirts and not just put Valentine's Day, because I'm going to separate those. And I'll say save. And you see here, I've got a section. And sections are completely optional. When you first start your shop, you might not have sections. And as your shop grows and you want to categorize things, you can add those sections. Next, we've got tags. And it does say optional, but tags are very important. Tags is something that Etsy's going to use to help you in their search algorithm. So these are like your keywords for your listing. So you really want to put good keywords here, and you want to use all 13. So let's see if we can get up to 13 for our dummy listing or our test listing. So this is a Valentine's Day shirt. And I'm going to enter and add it, and you can see that they will pop up down here as you add them. So this is a good gift shirt, a Valentine's gift, and somebody might search for Valentine's tops, or this could be a girlfriend gift, or a wife gift, or a girl's gift. And we can say it could be a love shirt, because it's not just for Valentine's Day. It has a heart on it, and it does have a heartbeat. So maybe if somebody's looking for different heartbeat type shirts. And maybe a heartbeat gift. And as you can see, I'm just trying to think of things that somebody might search for. Sometimes you can use colors. And let's see. Let's try. And then just plain gift ideas. So there you go. I have entered my tags, and I entered in all 13, and I want you to get into the habit of using all 13 of your tags, and just when you're trying to think of your tags, think of things that somebody might enter in search to find your item. And then you have materials. And I know that I'm going to use heat transfer vinyl for this t-shirt, so I'm just going to say HTV. And I can do 13 materials as well, but I'm only going to enter one here. Next, you've got your inventory and pricing section. So you're going to have to put some thought into what you price your items. But when you're making your first one, you can just kind of guess what price you might want to use. And I'm going to say $24 for my t-shirt. And it's going to ask you for quantities, meaning how many you have in stock. If it's something that you think you're just going to keep creating, you can put in a number like 999. If this is something where you're only going to have one, you can enter in one. And again, you can just choose any number. So sometimes I want to see how many units I'm going to sell, and I'll just say, I'm going to 50, because I can always get new stock for t-shirts. But again, you might be selling one-of-a-kind items, so you might have to have a quantity of 1 or 2. SKUs are completely optional, so we're not going to go into that. And then we've got variations. So variations is, let's say, because I'm selling a shirt, it's going to come in different sizes and different colors. So those are both variations. If you're selling blankets, let's say you might make the blanket can come in red, and it can come in black, and it can come in yellow. So those are color variations. So depending on what you sell, you may or may not have variations. So for me, I have a shirt that does have variations, so I'm just going to click Add Variation. And then I can choose a type. I can choose one of the ones that Etsy has already in this list, or I can create a new variation. So you can use, if you use Etsy's, then you are kind of stuck with their options. So I hardly ever use Etsy's, but they are great if you want to use them. So I'm going to go create a new, and I'm going to call it color. Right? And then I'm going to click add. And then what I'm going to do is just add my color. So my shirts come in red, pink, and black. And I'm either hitting enter to make it pull down to list, or you can hit add. So now I have my shirt colors. Now I have some options here. I can say that my prices vary for each color, quantities vary for each color, and SKUs vary. So I don't have any SKUs, so I'm not worried about that. I'm not using Etsy to track my inventory. So let's say if I already had an inventory of shirts that were already made, then I know I have 5 red ones, 2 pink ones, and 3 black ones. And I hope you maybe bigger numbers than that. But then that means that the quantities will vary for each color. That's not the case here, because I'm doing made to order. Now, you can also say if prices are going to vary by color. And my prices don't vary by color, but my prices do vary by size. So I'm just going to not check any of these boxes, right? And then I know that I am selling shirts. So another thing that I need is size. So I'm going to do size here. And then I'm just going to add my sizes. So small, I'm pressing enter, medium, pressing enter, large, pressing enter, and then extra large, pressing enter. Right? So I have my sizes. And again, here I do know that my prices vary per size, by size. So I'm going to check this box, and I'm going to go save and continue. So now you can see my variations are showing. So I have colors, red, pink, and black, and sizes. And then I said that my prices vary by size. So now I need to enter in the prices here. So my smalls are $24. My mediums are $24. My larges are $24. And then I say for extra large, they are $26, because the extra large shirts cost me a little bit more than the small, medium, and large shirts, right? These toggles here will allow you to turn off any of these options at any time. So let's say I sell out of extra larges and I don't want that to show on the site anymore. I can toggle the visibility off. And same for colors. Let's say I don't have any more reds because they sold out. I can turn off red. So I'm just going to toggle those back on. And then I'm going to scroll down, and you have personalization. So on Etsy, a person can ask you to personalize an item if you want to allow them to do that. So I'm going to say that they can personalize. I'm going to turn it on, and then I can use instructions here. I can leave it with this default information and the personalization instructions you want the buyers to see, and it's just going to say this, or I can put in custom. And I'm going to leave it standard for right now. And then I can say personalization is optional. So this is a shirt that doesn't require personalization, but I want to give my buyer the option to ask me to put a name on the back or anything. So I'm going to say it's optional, right? And this is what your buyers will see. It says add personalization, optional, and it says see item description for details. And I think that's okay for this. But if you need more information here, you can fill it in here, meaning if you want to tell the buyer exactly what you want them to enter into this text box. So let's move down and set our shipping options. The first is our shipping prices. We can let Etsy calculate our shipping for us, or we can enter a fixed price for shipping. For me, I like to let Etsy calculate it, and that is their recommended option. But if you want to change that, you just hit the drop down and either go calculate them for me, or I'll enter fixed prices manually. So I'm going to leave mine at calculate them for me. Next, we're going to enter our origin zip code. Shoppers will see prices based on their location and the weight and dimensions of the listing, and your origin zip code plays a big part in that. So I'm going to put in mine. Next, we're at our processing time. And this is important also because Etsy is going to hold you to your processing time. So if I say that I can get a shirt out in 1 day, Etsy is going to expect me to ship a shirt out in 1 day. If I say that it takes me 1 to 3 weeks, I'm going to have 1 to 3 weeks before Etsy tells me that I need to ship that item. And Etsy keeps a clock. And if you happen to not meet your processing times that you have listed on your listing, then that could put you in a bad light with Etsy and the Etsy algorithm. So you have to select your processing time. When you click on the drop-down box, you see you can choose anything from 1 business day to a custom range to unknown. Now, unknown is probably not a good option because people like to know when their items are coming, but I'm sure there's probably some scenario where unknown will work. For me, I'm going to give myself 1 to 3 business days to put out my shirt. And again, for this listing, if you don't know, just choose one of these items. Let's say if you don't really know how long it's going to take you to make your item, you think it might take you a couple of days, then go ahead and make it 2 to 3 weeks. And then you can change this once you know more. So I'm going to keep mine at 1 to 3 business days. And then keep this note in mind. Buyers are more likely to purchase items that ship quickly. So think about your processing time and make it as accurate as possible. But you don't want to say you can get it to them faster than you really can. Next is where you'll ship your items. And this is where you can say whether you're just going to ship in locally, if you're in the United States, just in the United States, or if you're going to do United States and worldwide. So I'm going to leave mine at United States and worldwide because I know I want to ship globally. Next, you've got your shipping services, and by default, you get 6 mail classes, and that's probably going to be a good option to stick with. But if you think you want to change that or you want to see what those are, you can just click on Edit, and you can see those 6 classes are USPS Priority Mail, USPS Priority Mail Express, USPS First Class Mail, Priority Mail International, Priority Mail Express International, and then Standard International. So those are the default 6 options. And then you can have some advanced shipping services if you like to use those, where you've got medium mail and parcel select ground, which are all USPS services. So those are not really necessary. And if you don't want to ship using any of these options, again, you can just click them off and on, right? So I'm going to say those are okay. And then I'm going to go down to free shipping. If you want to offer free shipping for domestic shipments, you can check this box. And if you want to offer free international shipping, you would check this box. For me, I know I do not want to offer free international shipping because that can be kind of expensive and you never know where those orders are going to need to go. So you want Etsy to calculate those for you and your buyer to pay the shipping. But I do offer free domestic shipping, especially on my t-shirts, because I have a pretty good idea on how much that shipping is going to be within the US, and I can build that into the cost of my t-shirt. So I usually keep on free domestic shipping. And then if you want to add a handling fee, you can add that here. I don't usually add one, but again, you can put that there. And then if you want a separate handling fee for domestic and international orders, you can click this box and say, for domestic orders, there's no handling fee, but for international orders, there's a $2 handling fee because you have to do maybe a little bit more to package it up to go internationally. I don't know, but you have that option. All right, and then last but not least, in the shipping section, you can say if you want to save these as a shipping profile. So let's say you ship different types of items. So let's say I might ship t-shirts and hoodies, and I want this to be my t-shirt shipping profile, and then I'm going to choose different options for my hoodies. But if I don't think so, then I'm going to just use this one, and I might save it as a profile so I can select it easily on other listings. Then we're going to move down to item weight. When it comes to calculating shipping, you really need to know how much the item is going to weigh because that plays a big part in the shipping price. And I'm going to guesstimate that my shirts weigh, let's say 11 ounces. And you can figure out how much your items might weigh. If I were you, I would overdo it just a little because if you're having Etsy calculate the shipping, you want to make sure that it calculates it right. If there's an overage, you can offer a refund to your customer for that overage amount. If it's about $1 or so overage, you can, take it as handling or something like that. So I'm going to go 11 ounces, which is kind of pretty standard for a t-shirt. And then item when packed, this is just saying what type of packaging you're going to put it in. Again, right now, because you're just starting out, you might not know this. So you can just put anything in these boxes. And I know that my packaging is about, for my t-shirts, and I'm probably guessing this wrong, but it doesn't matter for this listing. Not poly mailers. I don't think that's right, but that's close enough for here. Again, you're just putting something in so you have these fields filled in. And then here's a preview of how the shipping's going to go. So if a buyer lives in Chicago in the USA, based on my zip code that I put in, the shipping price for domestic is going to be free, and then the total price they're going to pay for the t-shirt is $24. But let's say if I did not have it set to free domestic shipping, I'm going to take that off and go down, and you can say it's saying from Georgia where I am to Chicago, the shipping price would be $4 and the customer would pay $28. And then Etsy's also going to tell you that buying your shipping labels for them, you're going to save $1.40 than if you took it to the post office and got a label from USPS. And there you have it. We're at the end of this listing, and we're just going to go save and continue. And now you have your first listing. And you see here, and you can go and click and add another one, but you're just trying to get your shop set up initially. So we're going to stop there and not continue to stock up our shop. And then we're just going to go save and continue. Now you need to come in here and put how you want to get paid. And this is back-end business type of information that Etsy needs to pay you. The first questions are going to ask you about your business. So are you an individual or sole proprietorship? If this is just you and it's your business and you're just starting out, then you're going to use individual or sole proprietorship. If you've incorporated and your business is already set up, then you can choose incorporated business. Next, you want to tell Etsy a little bit about yourself. So where do you live? And I am in the United States. Your name, your date of birth, and then the last four of your social. And then you're going to need to give Etsy your address. And because all of this is personal information, I'm going to hide this and then come back. After you have entered in your address, then you're going to hit save and continue. And you're going to enter in where your bank is located. So I am in the US. My bank is located in the US. So I am going to choose United States, and it tells me, great, your deposit will be in US dollars. Then it's going to ask me where my information should be deposited. And again, I'm going to enter in the full name on my bank account, whether it's going to go into checking or savings, the routing number, and my account number. So all of this is information as to how so Etsy can pay you. So I'm just going to fill this information in and then come back. And once I enter in my bank account information, I am going to hit save and continue. So Etsy is going to tell me my bank account information was saved, and then I'm at the step where I set up billing. And this is how Etsy will bill you. You won't be charged at the time that you're doing this, and there's a note that says we will add 20 cents to your bill for the listing in your shop, which will be due on the first day of the next calendar month. So you have a full month to pay for your first listing. And then if we click here, you can find out how fees work. So it's going to tell you about the listing fee, which is 20 cents. It's going to tell you about the transaction fee, which is 5% of the item and the shipping price, and then the payment processing fee, which is 3% plus 25 cents. And then they'll give you a link if you want to learn more about the fees on Etsy. But you fill out this information with your credit card, and this is how Etsy will bill you for anything that they need to bill you for. Etsy has a free option where you don't pay monthly, so don't worry about a monthly fee for using Etsy, but it also has an upgraded fee, which I believe it's about $10, but don't quote me on that because I don't have the upgraded version of Etsy. I have the free version, but for anything that Etsy needs to charge me for, then they use the credit card that I have on file. So I'm just going to go in and fill out this information, and then we're going to hit the open shop button. So now that I have that information filled in, I'm just going to click on open your shop. And Etsy's getting everything into place. And bam, your shop is open for business. So now I have my shop. It's called the HWS Shirt Shop. I don't have a profile picture, and you can see my first listing that I added, which was my heartbeat shirt. My Valentine's shirt is now listed, and you can see that category of Valentine's Day shirts that I added is here, and I have a basic shirt. And what you would do is you would come in here and edit your shop. You can add a banner, you can add a picture, you can add your information as the Etsy seller, and all of these things are good things to do to make your shop look more presentable and make people feel more comfortable with buying from you. But again, this is just a basic tutorial on how to get your shop set up. Now, if I wanted to go into the shop manager, there's a link here that says Shop Manager. I'm going to click on that. So I'm just show you behind the scenes. And this is the area where you'll manage your shop. You can see here, it's going to tell me how many views, visits, orders, and revenue I get. and you can set the time period for that. You can look at it for today, yesterday, the last 7 days, last 30 days, this month, this year, last year, and all time. So all of the time that your shop has been open. And I'm just going to leave it on last 7 days. And then you can see your listings. We have one active listing. Etsy's going to tell you what's expired, what's sold out, and you'll see your orders show up in this area. And then over here, you've got your shop manager menu, and you can search for things. You've got your dashboard, which is the page that we're on now. You have your listings, which is where you're going to go to edit your listings and add new listings. You can do all of that here. And then you have messages where people will message your shop and you can get your notifications. You have a list of your orders and things that need to be shipped, your stats. You can see everything about your finances, your payment account, your payment settings, and get more information on QuickBooks and TurboTax if you need that. You have a marketing section where you can set up your Etsy ads. You've got integrations where you can integrate other apps and services with Etsy. You've got the community and help area and the area for your settings. So again, this is just the shop manager area. And if you want to add a new listing, you just go to the top and hit add a listing. And you can see we've got one listing added. And you can see here I've got 39 free listings that I can add because I clicked on the affiliate link that I gave you guys. So I hope that helps, and this is how you set up your shop on Etsy. So there you have it. It is just that easy to start your own Etsy shop and start selling your handmade items online. Now that you know how easy it is, it's time for you to set up your shop right now. All you have to do is click on the link that I've given you in the description. Etsy's going to give you 40 free listings just for signing up, and they're going to give me 40 free listings as well for sending you their way. You can replay the portion of this video where I walked you through the setup process and use it as a step-by-step guide as you set up your shop. If you are a crafter or you have any type of handmade item that you want to start selling, then what are you waiting for? Starting a shop on Etsy doesn't require you to have a large amount of money or any type of special technical skills. And if you're waiting on the perfect time, it's never going to happen. The perfect time is right now. So stop playing, click on that link, and go ahead and get that Etsy shop started. So go ahead and pause this video right now, because once you get done setting up your Etsy shop, I want you to come back and check out the video right below me. Yes, the one right there, because I've got some more cool stuff to share with you. And leave the name of your Etsy shop and a link to your shop in the comments, because I'd love to come and check it out.